All of us women, we hold back in our businesses, in our life, in our relationships, with our children, at our children's school. We hold back in our social group, at our church. We hold back, and it serves no one. This is how to get through the shitstorm versus getting caught in it. Anytime we level up, it's really scary. We feel like, what the fuck is going on? We feel really crazy. Leveling up is not fun. It's fun, but it's not fun. It's like healing work. It's not like kumbaya and fucking unicorns and repeating positive affirmations. It's really scary. So let me tell you what happened. I was very triggered this week, and triggers mean something that causes you either to be angry or feel scared, retreat. So I had the most calls this week, book calls, that I've ever had in my business. However, they were horrible. The worst calls I've had in the history of my business. Let me tell you about it. You know, we've had the shitstorm with the politic thing in 3D world, which is collective. I explain that if you're empath or you're light work or you're intuitive and you feel things, then, you know, when something like that collectively happens, you can't help but to feel it. So that was going on, and also processing the father wound, which that's not fun at all. Those of you know, we processed the mother wound. It's done. It's good. And then, you know, I always thought my dad was kind of the safer one. He was the good one. He was this. And then it turns out like, no, not at all. Holy shit. Are we kidding ourselves? So processing that, it's going to take a couple more deep energy healing, you know, shifting to really get it gone, like the mom shit. So processing that, which brought up a lot of anger, which is why anything that happens in 3D world, however it makes you feel, or is also an indicator of what's going on inside of you that needs to be healed. So triggers are our teachers, right? So that happened. And then on top of everything else, I'm not doing the onboarding sales call, coaching call, whatever it's called, when someone comes from the internet and then they book a call with us and we do a strategy call to see what's going on. All right, here's what you need. Sounds like this is going on and all that shit. That's normally how I run the calls. And it's bittersweet because I like to do the calls. Okay, I like to do those calls because I get to connect with the women. It helps me really understand. I just like people, and I like helping people, honestly. And I like meeting people when it's about this type of stuff. So that's the fun part. And I get to watch them transform through the program. I get to watch them come in and how scared they were or wherever they were, and then watching them through the program. Like, that's a really cool thing. It's just a really cool thing to watch. It's like a metamorphosis and turning into the butterfly. So that's cool. The part I fucking hate is dealing with the fear. I mean, I want to immediately turn into the emotional abusive that I know. How I grew up is like, there's no time to be fucking scared. You pull up your goddamn bootstraps, you fucking do it. Like, you do everything scared. I don't give a fuck how you're feeling. You fucking get it done. That's how I grew up. It has served me, obviously, because I'm here, highly disciplined, okay? But it also has hurt me because a lot of times people like me, we abandon ourselves to make other people fit in. We abandon ourselves to make other people feel better about themselves. We abandon ourselves to keep the peace. We abandon ourselves to make the scale go down. We abandon ourselves to get the job done before midnight. You know what I'm saying? Everybody I talked to this week, look, I've never had this happen. Women would get on the phone with me and they get in my energy, and I get it. My energy is fucking magical. I mean, I've had the top-notch shaman energy work. I mean, I understand. It's like I'm this light bulb, right? The energy, when you get in my vibe, you just feel like you can do anything. You feel inspired. You feel hopeful. You feel like, wow, and you just feel it. Well, what's happening is you are feeling my energy. I am emitting so much energy, it brings you up. That's what happens. That's what we call it level up for. When you get in the vibe of a high level mentor or somebody that has what, you know, that they have this thing and they're helping other people, like, it's a high vibe. And that's why you usually rise up. I do it with my coaches, the groups I'm in, everything. It's because, you know, they have something that you want or they can teach you. There's a vibration to that. So when you get in that energy, you vibe up, you level up. That's why a lot of people, when they stop doing it, they either stay where they're at or they completely go back to shit. If they don't do the work, they're going to go back to shit. If they continue just to stay where they're at, they've done the work, they're just going to stay where they're at. If they've done really, really well and they've learned and they realize that, hey, it's all on me and I have to do the work. Casey doesn't heal me. She doesn't do anything else but guide my soul. and then I do the work, those people actually keep growing. Okay. So these women get on the call with me and they're like, okay, I can do this. I can do it. And I'm the type of person, like, I like sales, but at the end of the day, there's two parts to it. In comes my intuitiveness where it says, if it's going to be this fucking hard for them to get out a credit card or like pay for it, I don't want them. Like, I don't want them. And then there's that part of me says, no, Casey, step up and be a fucking leader, because you remember how hard it was for you to pull out your credit card. They're terrified. You're going to have to get down and talk to their inner child that's fucking terrified, that feels like they suck at life and they can't do anything. They're terrified to spend money. Like, they are in fight or flight right now. You have to get on their level and say, it's okay. Like, you have to grab their child, their inner child, and go, it's okay. What are you scared of? Like, it's okay over here. Like, you have to really get on there. Sometimes I don't have the patience for that. And that's where, I had to do some inner work on that, because I was taught the other way. It was, I don't give a fuck how you feel right now. I don't care how scared you are or how bad you want to cry. You get your ass and you do it. And that's bad, but it's not, it's like, I've had to learn a lot in between. So I've dealt with all that shit this week, and every one of them would ghost me. They wouldn't fucking answer. They're ashamed. They can't answer a fucking question. Then I'm like, the fuck? Do you want this or not? But that's the problem. They don't even know what they want. And then I even had something that's never happened before, where they send a large deposit. And then a couple of days later, guess what? Casey's wave falls off, and then they get confused and think they've made a bad mistake, which really they're just in their trauma reaction, is why the whole fucking point of getting on Hotmomz. And they want their money back. So that triggered in me, like, take back. Like, she doesn't want me. I'm not good enough. I'm not wanted, which is how I grew up. Like, my mom fucking did not want me. It was obvious. She told me that. My whole life was alone, unwanted, unimportant, and a burden. So naturally, when I get rejected, yeah, I take it personal. When really, okay, here's what that looks like. And I've said this in the trainings. It's in books too. It's not quite like the other foot, really. It's where I leveled up majorly this week. I dropped $18,000 to bring on a very, very professional counselors to help these women, to talk to them, to get them, get them into the program or a program of ours that would benefit them more. Like, I'm hiring that shit out. And this is coming from somebody that used to shit their pants with anxiety, and I can't even tell you how scary it was to just put $3,000 down on the credit card that I didn't have to go to a mentor workshop in California back in the day. $18,000. Did I have $18,000 cash in the bank? No. Even though I make anywhere from $25,000 to $40,000 a month right now, I paid like $90,000 just in payroll. We're growing. We're going places. Like, I get it. And I've watched people in my coaching programs go from 30K to 100K months this year working with this person, right? It's just like you watching people that's worked in Hotmomz go here. It's like there's some trust when you see people in the program getting results. It's just kind of like, okay, well, if they're doing it, I'm obviously not going to get catfished. Like, it works. I signed up with these guys, and yeah, I had to put some down, and I've paid off all my business credit card debt. Like, I've paid it off. I teach you how to do that in Hotmomz. I had myself blocked around that, and then I taught you how I opened myself up and was like, of course I've got it paid off. Like, it was not focusing on debt. It was focusing on overflow, because if there's overflow, there's plenty left to pay everything else off. So yeah, once that happened, I had it paid off, which is cool, because normally I would still have debt and I couldn't have paid this guy. So I used a couple credit cards, and it's okay. Like, we can pay it off. It's fine, right? Totally different energy. So I was so grateful. I was like, dude, Skip, do you see the energy here? For the first time, I don't feel like I used to. Like, it's not as scary. It's just so cool. There's levels though. You start at $2,000 coach that scares the shit out of you, and then next thing you know, you're paying $25,000 for a coach. It's really cool to watch yourself go through these levels. And that's what my shaman said. She was like, it's a new level, new devil. We know this. We know that every time you level up, you feel fucking crazy. You get terrified. It feels so scary. Like, what the fuck oh my God. That's how it's supposed to feel. Okay, so anyway, so this happened, and normally it would have taken me, I shit you not, it took me years in the past to process triggers like this. And then last night I was journaling, and I cried. Like, it's in the podcast. I'm boohooing, like, because Spirit gave me the answer. Like, after this happened yesterday, it was Friday. I'm fucking tired. I was like, what is happening? I went immediately into something's wrong with me. Something's wrong with me. There's something I'm not doing. There's something that I'm doing. Something's wrong with me. But to make these people do this, what is it? When really, it's their fucking problem. They don't even know what they want. That's the real problem. It's bad marketing on my end, I guess, because I didn't speak directly to my soul audience that knows what they fucking need to do deep down in their gut. Even though they're scared, they're going to do it. That's my soul audience. Spirit goes, here's what we did to you. You leveled up, and yet while you weren't that scared, there was still subconscious fear, some stuff bubbling up that you haven't dealt with. And I've been hurting him up with thoracics, which every time that happens, my body holds the pain because my mind and my soul, even we had Sarah check off on this, knows what's up. But my body was like, what the fuck, right? So here's what Spirit was doing. Those little bitches. Here's what they were doing. When we level up, when we set these new goals, when we take the leap, they're like, here, let's see if this bitch is still serious. Let's see if she's serious. Let's throw this shit at her. And I fell for it. I fucking fell for it. It's okay. But I caught up and they're proud of me. I fell for it though. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? There's something wrong with me. There's something I'm not doing. There's something wrong with me. I gotta work my life. I've always felt like something's wrong with me, not good enough, have to heal something. There's something there that needs to be healed. There's something there that's wrong with me. I would spend fucking days and weeks on this shit. There's something wrong with me. No, there's not. No, there's not. That's called sabotage. So I would do all this and get caught up in what's going wrong and da-da-da. That's sabotage. That causes me to show up in my business and in my work and in my home and with my family and with my friends in my life in a fear state, thinking something's fucking wrong with me, and that is not true, and that's what's wrong with you too. Nothing is wrong with you. You have to ask yourself, if there was nothing wrong with me, if this wasn't even a big deal, then what? Everybody, and this is where, too, it gets down to holding back. On the phone calls with these women, they were fucking flaky, scared shitless, don't know what the fuck they want, and just changed their mind. I held back. Immediately before I get on the phone call with these women, I can tell you right now how I felt. I felt their energy. I can feel their, just like this morning. I had the worst anxiety and fear of course, yes, I've got my own afterburn, but then the worst shit. Then of course my 10 o'clock is like, I need to cancel. Can I reschedule? I'm like, actually, no. What are you scared of? Straight up bold ask her like that. She don't even know me. I don't even know her. I don't give a fuck. Because Spirit goes, what would you say? And I want you to do this in your life too. I don't care who you work for, what you do. I don't care. I want you to do this in your life. It's going to change it. Ask yourself, if that person, and I'm going to say it in my language, you can change it for yours. If that woman and everybody I talked to fucking was like, Casey, I don't even care what you have to say. Send me the link. I'm paying in fucking full, and can I add some to that? Because I know this is it. And I'm like, they're just gung-ho. If I knew that person was like that, how would I show up on the phone? If I knew that no matter what I said would help, would benefit, they would enroll, how would I show up? I would have showed up way differently, because all of those things I didn't call out. I hold back because being an intuitive, we kind of seem crazy, because if people don't understand, especially highly religious people that are very close-minded, if I show up being my crazy ass, like woo-woo voodoo self and start speaking shit that's been on their mind and hearts and brain and in their life, they're going to go, how the fuck does she know that? That's weird. They're either going to feel integrated or either feel like taken back or whatever, right? Who knows? But who gives a fuck at this point? I don't give a fuck at this point, because what I've been doing is not working. So I asked myself, how would I show up? And half of these people, I would have just called them out. I would have said, no, you haven't processed that. I fly high and shit rainbows and glitter. I just don't know what it is that's wrong. I know what to do. I should have said, no, I should have just said what was on my heart. But I hold back. All of us women, we hold back in our businesses, in our life, in our relationships, with our children, at our children's school. We hold back. In our social group, at our church, we hold back. And it serves no one. So until we learn how to show up full ass, all self, who we are, we're going to keep getting these triggers. So my thing is this. No, there's nothing else. I need to fucking go to, do all this shit and go on this spiritual thing and heal and process. No, I'm going to have these triggers. I'm just going to be better off at recognizing them. So next time this shit happens, I'm going to go, oh, that's okay. Thank you. Okay, let me just get back on track, because I see what you're saying, boo. I see what y'all are saying. I was playing it small. I got you. Okay. and you just get right back on track. So today, how would I show up? Just like I fucking did to that girl, because you know why? I'm not losing. I'm not losing when I speak up. That's what people love about me. That's what people love about me. So when I don't do that, trying to play it small to make them feel comfortable and like I'm the right coach for them, I'm gonna not be the right coach for them. And Spirit's gonna be like, bitch, see? I'm gonna keep doing this shit to your ass until you wake the fuck up. But you're gonna like the podcast because I'm crying and shit on there, and it's had some more stuff come out because I talk about Adderall, I talk about doing the thing, coming off caffeine, everything that we're doing right now to feel like we have control. I think those of you that like this kind of stuff are really gonna like it. I think you're gonna like it because I really can't remember anything. Whatever's coming up right now, especially if it's fear, it's okay. You can feel it. You can ask what it is that's going on, because really what was happening was, and I talk about this in the podcast, it's when we go through these things and we immediately go to what's wrong with me. What am I not doing? What am I doing? Because it comes back to something that happened to us. It's how we were treated growing up. You're doing things out of love. You really can't fuck up. At this point, if I'm doing things out of love and that person takes it as a, oh, I can't believe what she said to me. It's not, that's on them. That's on them. That's their own trauma. That's their trauma, their triggers. They can swim in that shit just like I did yesterday and the day before and the day before and the day before and the day before. So you're going to keep getting tested until you fucking get it. And even then, like she said, new level, new devil. Even when the next level I fucking go up and pay $50,000 to pay the coach and charge whatever it is that I'm going to charge, it's going to happen again. And guess what? When it does, I'm just going to say, okay, I got y'all this time, and I see what you're doing. It's okay. I really appreciate it. And it ain't got shit to do with me anymore, so let's just get right back on track.